Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about discourse markers within an episode of Parks and Recreation. So, of course, our first question has to be, what are discourse markers in the first place? Which is a good question because there's a lot of disagreement among linguists as to how to define a discourse marker and which words count as discourse markers at all. What's important is that discourse markers signal to a listener how to understand an utterance in relation to the utterances that precede and follow it. What's important to remember is that these discourse markers are optional and don't affect the truth of the utterance as a whole. So I decided to analyze the transcript of an episode from the show Parks and Recreation because the way that the show is written, it's very similar to the way that people talk in real life. So to give you a little bit of context, Leslie Knope is convinced that a boy named Greg Pekaitis has been vandalizing a statue every Halloween for the past few years, and she's determined to catch him. The discourse markers that I looked at in this episode were now, so, and, okay, well, and then. When looking at the use of these discourse markers in this episode, the first pattern that I noticed was that anytime okay was used within the episode, it was only an opening frame marker, such as when Leslie says, "Okay, Andy," so on and so on. The use of the word "and" within the episode, I noticed, was a little bit more ambiguous. Sometimes it was used like this, where Leslie says, "That's right, I'm the parks lady," and then switches the topic to say, "And I'm here to tell you that this year it ends." This is quite different from this example from where Anne is telling Leslie that he TP'd a statue, and Leslie continues on from what she's saying to say, "and all the trees and all the benches." However, this is nothing compared to the word "well," which has 4 different functions described in the textbook, and almost all 4 of them are used within this episode, as noted here. So overall, I was really surprised by the variety and the consistent use of discourse markers throughout the episode. But I noticed that those discourse markers never took away from what the speaker was saying. Discourse markers always add something to the conversation. They let the listener know whether the speaker is upset, whether they're adding a new idea, they're introducing a new topic. There's all of these subtle clues within discourse markers that the listener is able to interpret. In fact, I think that discourse markers are crucial in our communication with each other. Discourse markers are a part of the reason why this show made me laugh so much, and it gives us clues on how people are thinking and should never be considered a negative thing. So, that was my project on discourse markers. Thanks for watching.